am a damn Alabama fan and proud of it. Gump Nation forever, brother.
Namath again faking, quickly finds his target.
Now cuts in. He's at the 40-yard line. He's at the 30.
Quick drop throws in the end zone.
Each number represents an expectation, a challenge that only a championship tradition can issue.
Pressure. Anders hits him. The ball is loose.
Alabama, here comes the heat. Cornelius Bennett. Whoa, did he get lit up?
It is an endless passing of the torch that urges the wearer to enrich his legacy.
Brings pressure up the middle in a hurry. They can't get away from Dante. Alexander, first down and more.
Richardson breaks free on the sideline. Turns the corner. Can you say goodbye?
Because at Alabama, tradition is not retired. It is built.
This guy's not going anywhere. Doesn't just roll out great players. He and his staff develop them. It's all about the process.
This does put a smile on my face.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope y'all are doing well today. I hope you ain't snowed in. I guarantee you most of you are. Let's see. Good morning, Mr. Jeff. Bam Damn Sports, Roll Tide. William, good morning. Stephen Hicks, how you doing, brother? And let me see. Let me scroll on down here. All right. That's everyone we got in the chat so far right now. Got more people on the channel. How you doing this morning, AT?
Man, bro, excuse me, my throat's a little bit clogged up. I'm doing real good this morning compared to where I've been the past 3 or 4 days, and I'm doing a lot better. I look forward to this championship game. I think it's over with, though. I think didn't BJ ever lock it up?
Well, we got the scores over here. I'm gonna go through them in here in just a minute. I got one that I want to make sure of, and just so you know, guys, y'all know good and well, I wouldn't cheat nobody on here, but you know, I'm human. So I'm making sure my numbers are right. There's only one I'm concerned about, just to be sure of. But when I go over the numbers, he's on here, so we're good to go there. Tell you what I'm going to ask while I'm giving out the scores. Do you guys want to pick the championship game? That's all I need to know. If you want to pick it, and it may be just for fun. You know what I'm saying? But if you guys want to, we'll do so. All right. So let's get started on the scores. All right. From what I got here, Justin has gotten 13. Roll Tide Rise Up has got 21. Nick Saban Jr. has got 20. Mr. Ken with 18. George with 23. William ended up with 25. I ended up with 27. Mr. Jones, I believe you ended up with 29. And let's see here. Stephen Hicks ended up with 34. Todd Colburn ended up with 35. Spencer ended up with 36. And the top three, and Jeff, I want you to listen very carefully, so make sure I got this right, because you're the one I'm concerned about. You finished out with 40. Is that correct? I believe I am, but I'm just going to move on. But I want to make sure from Jeff before I continue on. Okay. Yeah, you're right about that, William. They got more snow than we did. Nah. But the turkeys down south.
Man, we got a lot. We got 11 inches some areas in my yard.
11 inches. Good grief.
I just dropped it down in the snow and checked it, raised it back up. It was 11 inches.
All right. Okay. I just want
I'm
Jeff,
sorry.
I want.
Let me clarify that. I got a Ryan Hall y'all thing. I just dropped it down and someone raised it up. That's what I meant. I didn't think about how that sounded. Tommy, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bud. Icebox, go ahead.
That's all right. All right. Jeff said yes, that is correct. So, all right. I thought it was Jeff, but you know me, but I do not want to, because it was a little funny there for a little bit. So, next year we do it. I'm gonna put it on the computer. That's what I'm gonna do instead of staying up with it by hand. All right. AT, you finished up with 41. B Jamming finished up with 43. No way to catch it. No
I
way to
thought I
catch it.
locked it up.
Yep, it's
This
locked
last
up.
game, these last two picks we done, he went 2-0 and I went 0-2, right?
I can't
Because he
I
had
can't
two
tell you
days
who
lead
went.
on this last. No, we both went 1 and
No,
1.
no, y'all won each one. I
One
think
and
you
1.
won he picked Penn State and Notre Dame, and I think you picked uh let's see, wait a minute, which one? Let's see, you picked Texas versus Ohio, and he picked Penn State over Notre Dame. So y'all equaled out right there, and that was the deciding factor.
Yeah, 1 and 1. That's what I was saying. I knew being
Hmm.
behind by two that late in the season. I didn't realize I got behind by two till last week when you told me I did. And I was like, he gonna win it then.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, I beat Jamming. By the way, beat Jamming and use is he in the chat room?
Well, I don't see him chatting anything. That's not to say he's not here. You know what I mean? But he is
Okay.
your winner. He is going to be your 2024 Pickem champion this year.
Boo,
Ooh,
boo,
so now we got to come up with a trophy for him, brother. So
boo.
if he's not on here, I'm gonna tell you something, guys. To be honest with you, I was looking at these scores. Uh, Now, me and William, yeah, we didn't do so good this year. Yeah, we done pretty good last year, but Trump and I demand a recount. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If George, Ken, Junior, and Roll Tide Rise Up and Justin had played, I
And
believe
we,
it would have been either tied or we might have had a different champion. For what games they picked on, they done actually pretty well. I know they would have beat me and William. Me and William been fighting for the bottom. Well, we already are. But yeah, he is this year. He is your champion. At, I expect you to make a trophy for him, just like you did yourself. You got to give up the crown, baby. You got to pass the torch.
I'll make
And
one up for him.
I'm sorry, Jeff. You know how that goes.
But
Big
guys,
Jamming won fair and square.
he did. BJ one guys. By the way, again, I brought this up last time. BJ had neck surgery Tuesday.
Hmm.
I'm hoping and praying for him to have a good recovery on his neck because I know he's hurting worse than I am, guys. I complain a lot about mine, but he's in a lot of pain with his stuff. Talking to him, I call him in his house, I talk to him and stuff like that. You keep him in your prayers because that neck surgery ain't nothing fun. He's already had at least a couple of ice box. So I mean, he really does need us in his prayers. So if you think about it, pray for him, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Same for At. Matter of fact, he's hurting too. All right, we're gonna move on, and this is where it gets interesting. All right, the championship game is going to feature number 8 Ohio State versus number 7 Notre Dame, which that should be changed around if you ask me. It is going to be played at 7:30 p.m. on ESPN, January 20th. Ohio State is picked to win, like Jeff said earlier, by 9.5 points. So, before I get your opinion and your pick on this one, At, I kind of want to go over this to let people know what I'm looking at so they will be up to speed on what everybody else is thinking. Okay. The season for Ohio State. These are games that they won. They played Akron, WMV or WMU, whoever they may be. I'm not going to look up their initials. Marshall. They beat Michigan State, Iowa. They did beat Oregon. I said by 1. Okay. I'm not sure about that, but the numbers added up. They beat Nebraska. They beat Penn State by 7. I think that's very important. They beat Purdue. and Indiana. And then they lost the last game of the year by just a field goal to Michigan. Okay. So I'm going to go over that list again. Akron, WMU, Marshall, Michigan State, Iowa. It says they played Oregon, Nebraska, Penn State. I don't see that because Oregon was 12-0. So that could be wrong right there. But anyways, they played Purdue, Northwestern, and Indiana. Not what I call the most glaring of schedule. And of course, they lost to Michigan. Now, during the playoffs. Go
Well,
ahead. Oh, you're right.
according to this, something like Oregon beat Ohio State by 1. I'm
Uh,
the wrong one.
I might hang on. Let me look at it again, just to be sure.
I'm
Because
the wrong year, I think. Oregon beat 30. This is Oregon 32 out, Ohio State 31. That might be the wrong year.
that's what I'm wondering. Because I looked it up and I'm like,
Yeah,
they
there it
played.
is. Yeah, Ohio State beat them 41-21. I'm sorry, guys. I was looking at the wrong year, Tommy. I apologize, Icebox.
All right, we'll see.
41-21.
Because I want everybody to have well, that was in the Rose Bowl itself this year. Okay. Let me see here.
That's true.
Okay, Oregon beat
Wrong one.
Ohio State. I'm sorry, that's what I thought. Oregon actually played Ohio State back in October the 12th, and Oregon beat them by 1 point.
Okay, so I was right. Yeah.
So they lost 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want everybody to have the right information. So I don't know what that was. It could have been Bigfoot coming through my living room. All right. So now you know the record and who they played against to get where they were at. Now, they played in the playoffs. They played Tennessee. They beat Oregon this time handily. And they beat Texas. Okay. That's their record for this year. All right. Now, for Notre Dame. Let's see. They played Texas A&M. They lost to Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
Yep. And then they played Purdue, Miami of Ohio, Louisville, Stanford, and Georgia Tech, Navy, Florida State, Virginia, Army, and USC. Not too shabby of a schedule as far as the regular season. Not too bad, to be honest with you. I don't think they just sissified it out. Let's put it that way. In the playoffs, they played Indiana, Georgia, and Penn State. And those are your final 2 teams in the championship game this year. So it's actually like a pretty good schedule for Notre Dame. Also, I'm not too impressed with Ohio State. I'm going to tell you that much. So, with that being said, Ohio State are being picked to win by 9.5. AT, I want your thoughts on this game, brother.
I saw the same. Look, they scored like you was running them off just then. Of course, they beat Penn State by a field goal. I started out watching that Notre Dame Penn State game. Excuse me. No, still having trouble with my throat. I watched that. Did y'all like y'all did? I watched Notre Dame Penn State game. That started out Lar kid, what is it? Penn State quarterback. Penn State started out, and when they were playing, I thought Penn State is fixing to beat. I get my glasses back. Hang on. Penn State was Notre Dame. I thought Penn State was going to wind up beating Notre Dame, and they come out of the box quick, and they come out good, and they're playing hard, and they're playing with intensity, and they're playing with urgency. And I thought, okay, Notre Dame, you're fixing to get exposed, but as the game wore on, it flip-flopped. Somehow, I don't know how in the heck that guy, Marcus Freeman, must be a heck of a coach, guys. I didn't give him much credit for being a good coach. I thought he took over a team maybe from Brian Kelly that Brian left him with a lot of good players, and there's a lot of good players in Notre Dame. Brian Kelly ain't been able to turn that LSU around just yet. He's doing pretty good down there, but then Marcus Freeman comes in. I'm thinking, this guy ain't gonna do nothing, and lo and behold, here he is at a national championship game. Oh my Lord, how in the heck? So anyway, I thought that Penn State was going to beat them, and I kept watching, and all of a sudden Notre Dame just kept plugging, kept pushing, and then Notre Dame just absolutely won the game. I never would have thought they could have done that because the way the game started out against us, if they'd been us, we'd have got beat. Penn State could not contain or keep it up to win the game. So Notre Dame come back and beat them. And of course, Ohio State, you know, they are what they are. They got that guy from us, that quitter, Mr. Caleb Williams, and the safety, but they ain't going to championship because it's the contending team. So, I mean, you know, Ohio State's got a good team. Everybody knows right now they're the hottest team in the playoffs by what they've done to this point and who they played. And, of course, they lost to Michigan 13-10. I'm looking at it here now, so I know it. They lost to Michigan 13-10, and they got a hold of Tennessee. And here's the thing. I don't know, guys, I don't know about this. I'm going to be quick about it. The playoffs got this wrong. I don't think you should have home field games at your stadium. I'm sorry, I just don't think you should be able to do that. Tennessee went to Ohio State and got stomped 42-17. It probably could have been a whole lot worse. I think Ohio State started playing a don't get nobody hurt kind of game, and it could have been a lot worse. But if you take that game out of Ohio State and put it somewhere else, I think it's a lot better ball game. And that's what I'm saying about. You could have had a better ball game if it had not been at Ohio State. It was Ohio State beat the hell out of Tennessee. Okay. And then, of course, you look, Ohio State beat Oregon, turn around, beat Oregon that game, 41-21. And I'm like, what in the world is the difference? What happened? And what happened, if you go back and watch both these games, Ohio State's front offensive line and their defensive front, that they won this game up front. I mean, the quarterback and running back made the plays, but the lineman gave him time to throw and hand off, and the line won the game against Oregon. Well, so they've been 41-21, and then you go to Ohio State and again Texas, and Texas was about like I thought they would be. I mean, there's something about them this year. Hindsight, 2020, I know, but there's something about Texas. It seemed like
something wasn't right.
So
I said something wasn't right. I've really never been high on Texas this year. I was a little worried about them with our chances playing and all that, but I was never impressed with Texas this year.
No, I got something about it like a paper champion. I mean, they were doing good on paper, and they were doing good this, doing good that. And I think Quinn Ewers really is not the guy that everybody thought he was going to be. Just like y'all see where Beck transferred out of Georgia, and he wound up down in Miami.
Oh yeah, yep. I've been staying up with it.
I mean, NIL guys, we got that NIL's going to run. Transfer portal NIL's going to run in college football. They go up, get down the way. But anyway, back to this. So anyway, Ohio State gets in there, and they just 28-14 wound up being the final. Ohio State won the game. I think Ohio State is the better team. I'm worried about who's the better coach. Chip Kelly, if he's given free reign, if Ryan Day lets him call it offense, we won't still think that's what you've been seeing. He told Ryan Day to do more of what he wanted to do, and I think this has been the difference. I really think this is why this team changed. This is not the team that lost to Michigan. I mean, after that, I think Ryan Day said, look, Chip, call the plays you want to. For something like that, absolutely don't like, I'll stop you. But he let him call the plays he want to, and then the closest game they had was last night, 28-14. And they're playing better than Notre Dame right now. Notre Dame is playing good, but again, I cannot get Notre Dame out of my mind as being slow comparatively to Ohio State. So I'm going to take Ohio State, and they're getting how many points? You said 9?
9.5, which means they have to win by 10. And of course, now you guys know this ain't for money or contributing to the championship this year. Benjamin won it outright this year, so we're just doing this for fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out. When I find out, Benjamin, I'm gonna call you up. He got a betting service somewhere helping. Benjamin, I'm kidding, bro. You went out fair. I mean, square. This is just for fun, like we said. That's all it's supposed to be. Well, that 9 points.
It's 10 points.
Or 10 points. I'm sorry. That's gonna be a hard part. Let me back up here. Let me see. What about the Notre Dame team real
See,
quick?
everybody right now, and that's what I'm kind of worried about. Guys, I'm trying to keep y'all in tune in case we get to play Pickem again next year. It's the spread. It's not who's winning the game. It's the spread. That's
I
what
think
wins you points.
that's what I'm trying to see how good Notre Dame played against all these teams all year long. And, exception Northern Illinois, them Huskies. They come down there one year and beat Alabama also about years ago. But I'm looking at these teams they played and trying to see the big names they played. They beat Louisville. Notre Dame beat Louisville by 7. How
All
good
right.
Louisville is, I don't know.
All right. Hang on just a second while you're looking through that. I want to address something. 6-0. Brother, get your butt out of there if you can. We've all seen some of the destruction that this fire has caused. I don't know where you live at, brother. I really don't. But man, if you're over around all that fire, let me put the other one up here too.
Yeah, 6-0, get out of there, please, man. It ain't worth your life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get out of there. We want to keep you around as long as we can. You don't need all that. All that material stuff can be replaced. I mean, I know we all don't want to lose things, and there's things that mean a lot to us. But you know, you're it, man. Don't worry about the material stuff. I understand
Yeah,
it, but
with
get out of there.
California being a state with a lot of coastal line, you think every airplane's lined up out there in the ocean, how to dive down and dip and get full, keep going. Like they had a
Mhm.
constant plane, just 24/7, just constant dipping, going. Like they could dump a lot of water. You
Hey,
think they'd call that in and put that out, but I ain't heard nothing about it. Go ahead.
well, they got winds, and the fire is already there, and that's the biggest problem is the winds. It just blows it, keeps it going, but you can't keep up with it. Just to be honest with you, and 6-0 will probably tell you that it's dry. It's dry out there,
I wouldn't
and
doubt
that's what the problem is the winds itself. Uh, yeah, everybody, man, we're all worried about you, 6-0. To be honest with you, like I said, get out of there if you can. Get out of there. If it's, I know you'll probably wait till the last minute. I know I would too to make sure that's what I need to do. But you know, it's a bad situation. It's been going on for how long now? About a week,
it. Yeah, at least. That's
at
rough. I
least
mean,
a week.
I'd be in Tennessee right now if I lived in California. Ain't no way I'd be out there. If I get out of there, I'd get going.
Man, I tell you what, that is bad. Let's see what he says here. Nowhere else to go. Winds blowing from east and the vast ocean out west. No rains since last March. Dang, that is dry right there, brother.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Ain't no fight scary. So yeah, it ain't no relief on mine. You look like something.
Oh, I'm gonna
Uh,
put that up there.
well, just even say county mayor fires, fires fire department chief for calling her out on her BS. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just going over a few things. But yeah, let's see. What is it? California mayor fired deputy chief for calling her out. Oh, okay. Yep, she ain't handling it well. Yeah, that's right. We got extra room, 6-0. I mean, Indiana's a long ways, but buddy, I got a room for you. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I got one for you too. Come on out.
Mm,
That's
Lord have
scary.
mercy.
Scary as you can be. I can't imagine being out there not being able. Nobody can control it. Why ain't
No,
there a better plan? Everybody knows these Santa Ana winds are dangerous. Everybody knows when it gets dry out there in California, this happens. Why ain't there a
happens every
better?
year.
Why ain't there a better plan? What's the governor out there doing? Sitting on his finger up his butt. I mean, this happens every year. So why you not got a better plan for emergency? This is an emergency situation. This ain't nothing funny,
Yeah.
guys. I mean, that's why Oprah went to Hawaii and tried to steal the damn island out there. She wanted to get away from all them Santa Ana wind.
All right. Well, let's get back on to football, but we are serious, 6. So if you need anything, man, you just holler at us. Uh, I got your email and everything else, so I will be getting in touch with you pretty soon. But right now, you worry about what you got to take care of, bud. That's
Yeah,
all it is.
Six also says Arcane Fisher is a very good offensive play caller. I agree with that. But like I do the Oklahoma head coach, he's a good play caller. USC's head coach now. He's a good play caller, but he ain't a good head coach. I was saying somewhere, and I'll just real quick, where that somebody in the NFL is looking maybe at Sark to hire him in the NFL. That's the worst thing he can do, man. If he can't win a championship or something like that at Texas, oh man, I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, uh, Notre Dame perplexes me in the way their games are kind of different in a sense. And again, I'll go through these scores real quick. Louisville they beat by 7. They stomped Stanford by 42. Georgia Tech was 18. Navy was 37. Florida State was 49. Virginia was 21. They beat Army by 28, 24. I think that's right. I have no. Anyway, and they beat USC by 14, and they just they perplex me in this. I don't know.
But Notre Dame, I will tell you, I'm serious. I'm not sitting there looking at their schedule. Texas A&M, they were supposedly supposed to be a better team this year. Didn't happen, but still they played an SEC team. They can't help, what Texas A&M done. I mean, they rode that ride in there. They lost to Northern Illinois. The first few games of a loss or something, I don't care who it's to, you're still trying to get your team together. Everybody's not on the right page or the same page, especially nowadays with the transfer portals and new recruits being played and freshmen and stuff like that. I can understand that. Purdue, come on, Purdue is not known as a football team, but they are within the area. Miami, Ohio, it's a joke, Louisville, not so much. Louisville seems like they stay up there as a contender of some sort every year. Stanford, not a joke either, especially the first part of the season. Anybody could have won this game. Yeah, 6-0, we're not trying to, I got you posted up there, but yeah, we're all sending our prayers to you, man. We're serious. Be careful. Just be careful. But anyways, Georgia Tech, as we all know, has not been a slouch all year. They have been playing some good football this year. I'm sure, yeah, they've lost a few games, but they have really done well. If I remember right, they were the first one to beat Georgia this year. Navy, another good team this year. Florida State, they can't help it. They can't help it. Florida State just wasn't good. Virginia's always a good fighter. I'm not going to say they're much as far as being highly ranked. Army, well, we know how they turned out. USC, yeah. But then again, you go and beat Indiana, which was supposed to have been tough. Georgia, I don't care what you say, even with or without Carson Beck, they're a tough team. Kirby's going to have a tough team. Penn State, not thoroughly impressed with them, not surprised. But, I always believe people that have been playing all year and starting to gel by the time the end of the year. That's why I've been picking Notre Dame. They've been hot. They have been on fire. They've gelled, and they're playing a good game. I can't say the same actually about Ohio State. A little bit, but I'm not thoroughly impressed with Ohio State. But anyway, I'm gonna let you finish up. Go ahead.
No, like I said, I'm trying to compare it. It's gonna be rough. I think Ohio State wins this game, and I'm trying to figure 10 points. Guys, 10 points against Notre Dame. That's a pretty big difference, 10 points against this particular team. Now, against 10 points against Michigan or something like that is a totally different thing. But Notre Dame, they played a good season. They've been tough this year. I've been on Notre Dame against them more or less than for them because I just didn't think I thought they were solid, but I didn't think they were spectacular. And I'm trying to figure where Notre Dame has favorable matchups against Southern California, uh, Ohio State. Where the favorable matches is, and that quarterback Riley for Notre Dame, he's very good.
Mhm.
That quarterback for Ohio State, I'm still waiting for him. I don't think he's that good. He's just been playing on a hot streak. I keep thinking this will be the week he falls off. This week he falls off. He fell off. And again, they got to win by 10. That right there is right on the perfect mark. Tell me, icebox. I'm sorry. That's right on the mark. That 10 points will be hard.
Mhm. Mhm.
Heads or tails, you know. Uh, hey, I'm gonna go Ohio State. I think they're gonna go in there and they ain't gonna let up. I don't think they gonna. I think they learned you cannot let up against a team in the fourth quarter. When Michigan beat them, I think that changed their offensive and their defensive way of doing things. Since then, they ain't took their foot off the gas. You know what I mean? So I think I know Ohio State's probably gonna win the game. I get a better chance to win the game than covering the spread. But as far as covering the spread, I'm not as confident. But I'm still gonna go Ohio State. Icebox.
Oh, there's your champion. They just come in.
Hey,
Yep.
BJ, Jammin, we forgot to tell you if you ain't here on time, you lose 4 games. So now you're 3 games behind me. If you can't be here on time as a champ, then we have to replace you with the runner-up. Who had to be? Oh, I'm the runner-up. I'm sorry. Hey, brother, well, hey, congratulations. I'll be jamming. You earned it. And I hope how'd your surgery go? Tell me how you feeling real quick, maybe. Can you do that? I know you probably don't feel like talking. But I know there's a lot of days when my throat hurts so bad because my neck hurts so bad I can't talk either, brother. So if you can
All
say
right.
something, well, how you looked at these games maybe this year, how you picked them and stuff like that.
Oh, he wants to
Just
know your formula. He wants to know your secret, B. Jamming. Hush, hush, hush.
well, it's called Wayne Hunter called us. It's a betting service. I bet.
All right,
Hey, Big Jimmy, how you doing? What? I'm
I want
sorry.
I want to respond to Todd Coburn. Ohio State has 3 playoffs games won by triple digits. We're talking Texas,
No,
Oregon, Tennessee. All
double
right,
digits.
yeah, double digits. So that's the last 3 games that they have played. I understand that. Okay, let me give you my reasoning here. One, their schedule is not what I call the most favorable. Not compared to Notre Dame's. To be honest with you, Tennessee. Come on, guys. Did you really expect Tennessee to be in the playoffs? Not me. I mean, yeah, their game against Alabama basically is what got them there. But I was not really impressed with Tennessee. I was actually surprised that uh, they went, but I can understand considering the records, the SEC, and all this and that. I understand why they were there, but I was not impressed. I knew they wasn't going nowhere. Uh, Indiana was, I know they were what 11-0 or whatever at that time, or 12-0, or were they 11-1? I can't remember. They was well up there. They really hadn't played nobody. Georgia was a tough test, and I believe that really sent them on the roller coaster ride of what they're doing now. Penn State was just a tough team, but nobody's really ever expected them to do anything this year either. So, in looking at these, Texas, I felt the same way. I really just feel like they wasn't going to go nowhere either. The only one I feel like I had a chance to beat Ohio State was Oregon, but now I'm looking at who is on fire, who is jailed, who is playing some football. I know, so I believe it was Jeff said something about them starting out slow. You can't do that against Ohio State. I ain't gonna say you can't. Uh, I don't care if Notre Dame wins by 1 point. Do I like to see them win the championship? Guys, yeah, I would. I don't like Ohio State. You guys all know me. I'm an SEC guy all the way. I would love to see an SEC team win except Texas, Georgia, LSU, Auburn. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I do pull for the SEC during the playoff seasons. As long as you're not playing against Alabama, I'm good with you. But I don't care nothing about it's Alabama, SEC, and of course college football itself. And that's where we boil down to. We're talking college football. But as far as these teams are concerned, if I had $1,000 to put on them, I would have to put my money on Notre Dame. Yeah, I was going to talk to you about that on the phone. Be jamming, so we'll get with you on that, and we'll get that took care of if that's what you want to do. Okay, but if not, we're going. I need to know so I can get everything situated and get it over to wherever you want it. Okay, I don't care what you do with it. It's none of my business. It's your money. It's your money.
Hey, Big
All right.
Jim, on a scale of 1 to 10, Big Jim, how you feeling today after that surgery, buddy? How'd it go? Just a scale of 1 to 10, type in a number. I'm just curious where you're at. If you can, if you would. You go ahead, Mr. Icebox.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I was just looking at some of he thinks Quinn Ewers is going for the NFL. Let me ask you something, 6-0. Do you think they're going to try to put Arch Manning in? Is that his name, Arch Manning?
Yeah.
The Manning, I know that. Yeah, the 2020 Bama team would, yeah. Well, that's a different era. You know what I'm saying? Ain't it funny how the football's landscape has changed within the last 2 to 3 years? Good grief.
It's amazing how everything, and again, they would have to come up like the NFL. They would have to have a salary cap to stop this stuff, like Carson Beck leaving Georgia to go where? The NFL? No, to Miami. How much money did they have? They got a guy in there, man, who's got a lot of money, like a Walmart, has for Arkansas and stuff like that. But that guy, their money man down there in Miami, I guarantee it paid about $4.5 million for Carson Beck to come down there and play.
Mm.
And why would you not take $4.5 million? Because you're not going to get that good. Like Carson Beck, I think if he makes it in the NFL, he's going to be a run-of-the-mill quarterback. He'll be a backup. I don't think he's that good. But he can get 4.5 or whatever he gets a contract. He get it fair, but they got to come up NIL. Each team will have to have a salary because if you don't, Texas A&M will go out there and they'll buy the best player. Texas can buy the best player. Oregon's got all the money. Arkansas has Jerry Jones and that guy that owns Walmart behind them. There's some teams out there got a lot more money. So if they don't put a salary cap on this, it's going to be just worse. What do you think about that, Icebox?
Well, Texas has got money. They got oil money. I'm gonna be honest with you. Alabama's got doctors and lawyer money. All right, let me see here. Glad to hear the surgery went good. Really am. Really am.
There
All
it is.
right.
I've been enough of it so far. Second surgery. What did it say? What did second surgery? What? Like I said,
HCDF surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quinn Ewers said he's after the playoffs. He was entering the draft. I never was impressed with him no ways, but he was their number one quarterback. Oh, Brock, RTR brother, glad to see you again. He'd been hiding. I don't know why, but he'd been hiding.
Hey,
All
bro.
right. So, guys, if you want to pick, and I know I've already told you we've already declared our championship, and congratulations to B Jamming. B Jamming, I will get AT to make you a trophy that I can post on here every time I see him, and that way I can just put it right up in his face. You know what I mean?
I know what that trophy's gonna look like right now. You ain't careful. No, Big Jeff, man, I couldn't be prouder for you, brother. I mean, you and Jeff Stapleton. Jeff, I've missed you a couple of times. Stuff you said, and I apologize, sir. Jeff, you're a good man. You're a good competitor, and you had a lot of fun with this too, man. I didn't disrespect you last week. I didn't see where you'd picked before. I picked that second time. That Big Jam was trying to make it fair and stuff like that. So, thank you, Jeff, for being what you are. I mean, you're a good guy too, like all y'all guys in there. You're all good, except for them occasional Auburn fans. They get in there and you have to shake them loose and keep trucking.
Hey, I'm like Chris right here. I know blue bloods, but you got to understand, guys. I now live in Indiana. I love college football, and I do love. If there was a local team up here that I could support, I would be more than glad to do so. But it's tough up here. I can't pull for Purdue. Uh, Notre Dame is probably about the best thing they got going up here. They can go up against the Michigans and Ohio States, but man, I sure do miss Alabama. I'm gonna tell you that. All right, let's see here.
My icebox did in Indiana State. That's where Larry Bird come from. You Indiana State
Yep,
basketball fan?
yeah, yep. He sure was. But yeah, I love Larry Bird, but that was pros that I pulled for him.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
All right, let me get on down here on this line here. That's very interesting, Six. So they paid him $4 million to go to Miami. Is that what they done?
Well,
'Cause I'm gonna be honest.
I'm guessing.
Well, here's the thing. He was getting paid $4 million at Georgia. Well, that's what he asked for. I'm sorry. That's what he asked for. I ain't gonna say that's what he got, but that's what he asked for. Uh, I'm embarrassed. Brock, you ain't embarrassed. You ain't never been embarrassed about nothing, brother. All right, guys. So if you want to, I've already got. I think B. Jammin said he's picking Ohio State, so I'm gonna go ahead and write it down. If you want to put in who you think is going to win this national championship, it's just for fun, but we're still playing by the spread. Okay. So if you want to just play and have a little good time at it and just have a good time with it, basically, go ahead and put in who you would like to pick. I know Williams changed his mind twice. So, all right. Now, with that being said, guys, go ahead and put it in the chat room if you want to. But I do want to know one more thing before we get off here, AT. What is your expectation for the Crimson Tide this year, the next coming year?
Well, I know that. My number one thing, I went to see what happens with Ryan Grubb. Since he got fired from Seattle, if we go to try to pick him up, bring him to Alabama, he was a play caller for Washington last year instead of I can't think of that guy's name. Our play caller this year at Alabama. He was a tight end coach at Washington. So when Grubb left to Seattle, he moved up to offensive coordinator, play caller. So Grubb could wind up at Alabama again. If he does, we're going to be a lot better at quarterback. Not that Grubb ain't a good. I mean, not that the hey, Coach Sanders starts off our offensive coordinator. Anyway, he probably just need more time to develop a play call that he needs a way to develop them. But if Grubb comes to Alabama, offense is going to be a lot better. Simply because number one, I can't blame it all on Jalen Milroe, but his bad games were bad. I mean, bad, and good games are good. So I think we'll be more consistent at quarterback. Maybe not the top end might not be as high because our quarterback ain't going to run a 4.2 40 and take off running. But our quarterback now will be handing off to running backs and throwing to receivers and being a game manager. People hate that word game manager. So next year, I look, we got a bunch of players coming back. Y'all see that? Damani Jackson come back, Deontay Austin come back, Justin Jefferson, all these guys are coming back.
Yep.
Guys, you cannot. That's a fourth and fifth year players we're talking about. You cannot get past the experience of a fourth or fifth year player compared to other teams and their 1 year, 2 year players. Big difference. The running backs are going to be very good. I'm sorry that we lost Justice Haynes. They went to Michigan, and bye-bye. I don't think he get enough carries. That kid we got, that running back we got, A.K. Deer. You put him in the backfield, and A.K. Deer's going to be a hellacious running back. And listen, don't think Ty Simpson got this locked down because that Keelan Russell, from day one, he's going to be pushing. Keelan Russell is a difference maker. He can run some as well. He ain't the runner Milroe was, but who is, as a quarterback. But Keelan Russell's going to push from where to go. So Ty Simpson got to understand he stayed there and he's been loyal and he's paid his dues and he's his third year there and a new offensive coordinator. I think Ty Simpson might win the starting quarterback at the start of the year. We'll move forward from there. One thing here's nothing. Our left tackle, Caden Proctor. Mr. Proctor, I know you probably ain't listening, you don't hear this, but if you don't lose 30 pounds at least over the summer, over the year to next year, and gain some lean muscle mass, you're never going to be a good pro player because you can't move. Your feet don't move. Your hands are not aggressive enough when you strike the guy on defense. It's like you're just a powder puff of jello running around getting in people's way, and they have to go around you. Time to go around you, guys aren't running the ball. Caden Proctor, our left tackle, has got to get better. Our right tackle is a problem. That right tackle, Pritchett and Formby. When Pritchett's gone now, Formby's back. Formby's soft. Caden Proctor's soft. So both our starting tackles are soft. Coming back. Let me put it that way. They might not be starting. But that's the thing I didn't like about this. That strength condition coach we got here now. The coaches we got are too soft on them icebox. I really think they're not pushing hard enough. They're patting on the back. You did your best. You done this. You done. They never be kicking it, and you kick them in the ass. Say, excuse my language. But kick them in the butt and do better. Get your mind right, and you got to get the offensive line better. So, Brailsford's coming back. Our left guard, he's a best player on the team this year at left guard. Booker is gone in the NFL. He's a first-round draft pick. Right guard, Jaden Roberts was hurt. I thought he was because him and Watermark, that transfer from Michigan State, were swapping in and out a lot in the last 4 or 5 games. Offensive line is where I'm going to be worried about the most. If that can come out better, then we're going to be very good. We're going to be 11-1 next year regular season. But here's the thing: that offensive line is, again, Caden Proctor, guys, 1 to 10. If y'all still listening to me, what would you rank him on one scale of 1 to 10? I put him at about a 7, 7.5. And on the icebox, you can answer it too if you want to. That left tackle is about a 7, 7.5. Right tackle might have been a 5. And stuff like that, guys. The offensive line has got to get better. And Coach Cap, if Cap can't get them better, get somebody that can. You win the games in the trenches. We all know this. And our offensive line, Brailsford is a very good center, but he couldn't get push off the line of scrimmage. The line of scrimmage, you got to get that guy 2 to 3 yards along the sideline of scrimmage.
Yeah, but hold up there.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about the push. That's usually for a running game. How's he doing it in the pass blocking?
You talking about Proctor?
Nope. Center, Bradford.
Oh, yeah, Brailsford, he does pretty good. Oh, man, that's nothing. The offensive line on the pass blocking, they give up a little too much. Their cup, but they form like a D or a C, I guess. If they drop back, they come back too far. They're giving up too much, at the line of scrimmage instead of hitting, striking. You come off, hit the guy, then back up from him. You don't just back up from him. You hit him and stop his initial movement, and then you just keep punching him. Each time he starts another initial movement, you punch him. And so, our pass blocking has got to get better as far as that. Brailsford was very good. I think he needs to gain weight. I don't mean fat. I mean gain some muscle mass, gain some weight because he's undersized for a center in the SEC. But our right tackle and our left tackle, let me see. That's them two. The left guard also. I don't know how the left guard. Let me change this. Our offensive line will be the question mark going into next year because Brailsford's going to be pretty good. Caden Proctor to me is a question mark. If he don't get better, I'd go back to Iowa. If you can't come in and do the work, go back to Iowa. I mean, everybody's glad he come back, but Icebox he didn't do much more this year. I mean, he didn't allow the sacks, but that's because a lot of times they had help. If they helped him this year more than they did the year before. But offensive line is a question mark. Our defense is going to be very good. Linebackers are going to be tough if we attack rather than just lay back and take it easy. And our secondary is going to be, let's see, we're losing Malachi Moore and a couple other guys, but with DeMonde coming back, that's a big surplus. And, of course, Hubbard has stepped in for, was it Malachi Moore went down hurt and Hubbard come in, Bray Hubbard. Ray Hubbard was a difference maker, and that's the reason why they done so good towards the end of the year. Bray Hubbard's going to be a hell of a guy on defense. The secondary's going to be fine. Our linebacker's going to be good. Our defensive front now should be better. Should be and is two different things. So overall, that's a long way around to go sell this. Games are won in the trenches. Offensive line is the biggest question mark on this entire team, period, in the story. That, and if we get Grubb, we really need Grubb from Seattle because that guy calling plays this year, he just didn't get the job done, I suppose. So, that's my thought process. We could go 11-1 or we could go 9-3. With a play caller like Ryan Grubb, we're 11-1.
Okay. All right. From what I'm seeing over here in the chat, most people would be satisfied, I think, in a way. And you know how fickle us Bama fans are. And by the way, Chris, I was born and raised Alabama. Been there for like 58 years, man. So I'm a true blue Alabama fan. I just happened to move to Indiana for my wife and her family, as we get up in age. That's all it is. But yeah, my heart still stays in Alabama. But just the stuff that I've been reading, yeah, everybody wants Ryan Grubbs to come. Well, what if you don't get him? I'm sure they was going to pay him enough to come here to start with. They might be working that out now as we speak, and because you don't hear DeBoer out here saying anything about this and that and the coaching changes. I think they are in discussion. We'll know here pretty soon. I'm sure probably within a week or two we'll know something. But I'm sure he's also looking at other offers from somewhere else. They don't tell what this man's going to do. But for some reason, he don't seem like he wants to come to Alabama. And that's okay with me. It's your loss. But anyways, and I'm looking at stuff like Chris says. Let me put this back up here so I can read it off. We got to get back to the way we used to play. And I would love that. But the way these rules keep changing, and with the NIL and the transfers, it's hard to get. It takes time to build that machine to play that defense that Saban did. All right. And the offensive just keeps changing. It's just this transfer stuff. You can't build a team like you used to could. I mean, I agree with it. I agree 100% with it. I just don't know if it can be done anymore. It's kind of like, in basketball, they get players in there and call them one and dones. They come in, help them win the championship or get them as far as they can. And 1 year they're done, they're gone, And that's about the way football is starting to look like. And I don't like it at all. You can't build a team. And I agree with 6-0. Yep, the board got a pass. I really won't. Will it be an achievement if we make the playoffs? Yes, it would be. But that means we got to win at least two, cut our losses back down to 2. Hopefully just 1. Our schedules are never going to be easy. I'll tell you that right now. What's it going to take for DeBoer to get that kind of a team like he had at Washington? Is it the scheduling? Is that how they got there? They played Michigan better than we did. I'll tell you that. So
first score against Michigan was a damn joke. Oh, I'm sorry, it was a joke. Fumble, fumble, fumble. Fall. And that's the coach's fault for not putting proper cleats on these kids, and the fumbles were ridiculous. Go ahead, I'll show.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at what's it going to take to be where the Alabama fans want it to be. We all know we want to win championship. Our defense should look good. I think that DeBoer is going to be more of your offensive minded. He might, to me, I think he's a better coach than Lane Kiffin, because Lane Kiffin, with all his offensive prowess, he's really not done anything. He's done okay, but no championships, and he should be able to be down there at Ole Miss. But the defense, I think we done good. We tightened up at the end of the year. When you're right, we kept a lot of good players. So I look for our defense to be better. Don't see Womack going anywhere. I feel like he's earned himself at least another year, even though the beginning of the year and the middle of the season, he didn't look all that great, but I think he saved his hide there at the end, especially playing against Michigan. And I know Michigan's not really all that much counting. I'm going to say that because I already got all the picks on the Ohio State game. I feel like that he done okay. He done all right. I'm gonna give him another year, see what kind of defense he can come up with next year. The quarterback situation. I'm a big fan right now, and it could change, but I think Austin Mack would serve us better whether we get Ryan Grubb or not. Uh, I don't know what they're going to do with Sheridan. Sheridan does not need to be the OC.
Sure, that's his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Uh, I
the
know.
thing about Grub, maybe you heard about Icebox, maybe I misunderstood, but also I think Grubb's wife has got the Rita Rodriguez complex. I don't think she likes Alabama.
Yeah, well, and it could be. It wise mean a lot.
Yeah.
Still went up front most. I have
BJ,
nothing.
you still out there?
Yeah,
BJ, you still out? Go ahead. Tell me.
yeah. If the board does succeed at Bama and winning that, it'll be the first offensive minded college to do so. I agree. I agree. But man, that's what gets me, Chris. Everybody wants that high powered offense, and we've made the rules so it'll be that way. Uh, High scoring game, sell tickets, make money, whatever you want to call it. It's not about guys, and I hate it. I go back on my phone sometimes, and it pops up uh, people like the old Alabama teams. You watch them, the hard hitting. Watch our intros and watch our outros. You'll see hard hitting football, slobber knocking, all kinds of stuff, you know. And then I watch, I can't even think of his name right now, the Diesel. They used to play for Washington and others. He was just a tough football player. You think,
Riggins, John Riggins.
yep, John Riggins, love John Riggins. The Walter Paytons. I mean, he played on one of the worst teams of Chicago, and yet he was one of the best running backs you'll ever see in your life. He was so tough. You're not going to get that kind of player anymore, you know. Football is just not the way that we are so used to. And the reason I say the offense minded, it's like they want to be so high powered and build just a halfway decent defense to stop maybe one or two, one touchdown and a field goal, and you win the game, or something like that. You know, it's just not that hard hitting football anymore. So it may take an offensive coach. We're going to find out, Chris. We're going to find out, bud.
Be jamming if you're still out there. Be jamming. You won a championship, brother. Hats off to you. You're an A-class person. But you do realize, B. Jemmons, that you won. You have a commitment next year to Icebox to come on here.
Tell him, baby.
Pickem, the champion, returning champion, has to come on here and help. So if you don't want to do that, I'll keep the championship. You keep the money. That's a joke. That's a joke, guys. I'm trying to make fun and have stuff like that. Big Jam, I'm proud of you, man. And y'all guys, y'all have made this so much fun. This Pick'em champion stuff. And listen, I'm competitive by nature. I mean, I just really am. I love, like y'all, I win. I play as hard as I can. At the end of the game, I'll shake your hand and tell you beat me, you're the better man. And Big Jam and you and Jeff Stapleton were right there. I mean, there ain't no doubt about it. There's some games I picked and look back on, like everybody, like I'm sure Icebox, don't you pick a game like, what in the world was I thinking? Where did that come from? I mean, it ain't close. It ain't like you lost it by 3, so you lost it by 42 points. You think, where did that come from? How did I do such a bad job? But, Big Jam, you done great. If you, I'm sure if you want to come on in the future sometime, Icebox wouldn't mind you coming on here and,
I wouldn't mind.
Sir.
He knows I wouldn't mind. I'd love to have him on here. Well, matter of fact, there's several people. I'd love to have 6-0. I'd love to have Chris. Any of them is welcome to come on the show. All they got to do is say they want to, and I can post a link and they can come on. I love this, Stephen. Grubb could buy a new wife. Leave her there. Is that what you said, Stephen?
Hey, y'all think, by the way, properly, I keep seeing this on YouTube. Y'all think there's a chance Arch Manning transfers to North Carolina since Belichick's there? I don't know what Belichick. I've seen this picture. I don't understand what the connection is there. Maybe one of y'all could tell me. Icebox, you might know, but why do they think Arch Manning might wind up in North Carolina? Because Belichick was not an offensive coach; he's a defense-minded coach.
Well, with Quinn Ewers declaring for the draft, I think it's going to be hard for him to do. I really do. Who knows? I mean, my goodness, NIL, Just another subject. But anyways, guys, we need to get out of here. It's been fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Again, congratulations to B Jamming. B Jamming, I will call you either sometime today. If not, I will try to get a hold of you before this weekend is out. I've got a lot to do. But I will get in touch with you. Chris, you ain't camera shy. Quit, man. I'll tell you what, Chris. There's a thing. I can do this. Let's see here. Let me see how to do this.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
He gonna zap me.
No, I'm not going to zap you. All right, there we are. You can come on just like this, brother. You ain't got to show your face. I don't care. You just come on here and talk with us. That's it. See how AT is? If you want to come on here and have some good conversation, but that's what we're all about. We're just trying to have some fun, enjoy ourselves, talk about our favorite team, talk college football. Yeah, any of y'all. I'm not talking just to Chris. If you want to come on the show, we're more than welcome you anytime. Just let me know. I can send you a link and you come on. And if you want to come on, make it a double. Same thing. They'll be glad to have you. Be glad to.
Hey
And I
guys,
would too.
you control the video. There's a video button. We can click on it. I can click on it and make myself go. Like if you don't want your face on there, you control that. Not Icebox. You can control it. I mean, he can take you off and do things to you as well. I'm just saying, but if you don't want to show your face up there on this or don't want to be on there, there's just a simple button you click. You're out. Click at your own. So I mean, by all means, love to have you. I love talking football. I
Hey,
love,
hey. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. I just don't want 6-0 to get out of here before we say anything. 6-0. Would you do us a favor, brother? Let us know. Send a text to Spencer or Gmail and let us know that you're all right and that everything's okay because we'd love to hear from you as soon as possible, brother. But take care of yourself and get out of there and get back with us as quick as possible. Let us know that you're okay. We all would appreciate it, brother. All right, go ahead. 18.
no, I agree with you 110%. Guys, y'all's safety is our primary concern. Anything we can do for you, 6-0, I'll be glad to help you. I mean, no doubt about it. I don't know what I can do out in California. I can give you a house. I give you houses to stay in if you need to. All in Alabama, I got plenty of room here at my house. You do not stay in that situation and put yourself in danger. Please. I know pictures and memorabilia you got from your life and stuff like that. That means a whole lot. But I promise you, people that love you do not want you staying there and getting killed in the fire. There's no need for it.
Nope, absolutely not. All right, well, guys, we're gonna get out of here. All right, AT, you got anything else you say? We will try. I'm going to try to get with Rags and Fitness and try to do another show with him. So, guys, look for that trying to come up. If not, we may just come back on here and either tonight or tomorrow night. Well, I got a show I got to do tomorrow night. But here pretty soon, and just get on here and talk some just good old football, what we expect again out of football, and what's the latest news and all that kind of good stuff. But anyways, guys, we're going to get out. You got anything else there, brother?
BJ, you got lucky. Don't expect it. Take it easy on you next year. Next year, I'm gonna come back with a vengeance. And I'm gonna give you one of them and give you one of them and have a lot of fun with you, brother. Roll Tide guys, thank y'all for playing. I had a wonderful year.
Yep.
Thank you, Icebox, for letting me come on here. I'm serious. I've had a wonderful time with this.
I know. I enjoyed it myself. But yeah, be jamming. Look for AT to make you a trophy because he's got to make you a trophy, brother. Don't let him get away with it. Make him make you a trophy just like he did for himself. And I will be glad to post it on here. Guys, we had fun this year. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys coming and making this fun for us. Congratulations again. I will actually congratulate Jeff, AT, and B Jamming. Y'all made it very interesting at the end of the year. It was touch and go throughout the whole year. I really wish that, let's see, George Kidd Jr., Roll Tide Rise Up, and Justin played every time we done it. It really would have been interesting who would have won that. But anyway, guys, thank y'all very much. I really do enjoy this, and I appreciate it. But we're going to get out of here. Hey, guys, Roll Tide, and we'll see you next time. Y'all have a great
Damn,
evening.
I got that trophy for you.
Y'all have a good evening.
You've got to be better in all three areas of life, which of course are spiritual, mental, and physical. You must be able to discipline yourself. If you don't learn but one thing out of football, it'll be worthwhile. There's certain sacrifices that you will have to make. There are going to be many sacrifices you have to make in later life. To fight. Oh, I don't mean fist fight. I mean to get up and come back and get up and come back and get up and come back again after you've been knocked down. And that could happen to you in later life. But if it does, you're going to know how to handle it. There's no one that ever has or ever will accomplish anything alone. I've read about self-made men. That's Tommy rot, as far as I'm concerned. I don't even know how to define intangibles. And I know that if you learn these lessons, you'll have it. And if you have it, you'll win, and you'll be better prepared in those three areas of life that we've been talking about. That there are going to be times for everyone that you're going to get discouraged. But if you never lose sight of your objective and never give up on yourself, if we do that as a team, 11 at a time, 4 years from now, why, we'll be walking out of here to the national